Well, hi. I'm John Munter. Welcome to northern Minnesota. We're talking about the Nagamani Library book of Gospel of Thomas. This is by James Robinson, the old classic. And I'll quickly recap where we've been. The sayings of Jesus begin talking about nursing at the breast of the Holy Spirit, which is a sense of divine love that grows and grows and expands into the light. In number 11, we have the freedom of the higher self that's experienced. And in 13, we have the ecstasy of the higher self from that freedom. And it's not materialized in any particular person, place, or thing. But in 18, we find that this light, this spirituality we have is from our essence, from the beginning of God's creation, and is part and parcel of us. In number 19, it becomes so ecstatic that we don't even mind being stoned to death here. But in 21, there's the warning to preserve this. We need to watch ourselves, to watch our material attachments to everything. It develops into 22 then as the sense of the dewdrop of pure consciousness, the real essence of the higher self. And it seems impossible for us to attain, but it talks about the light shining then, and interpersonal relationships where we're shining that light into our fellow humans, and taking the sense of materiality out of our eyes so we can see clearly to bless our fellow people. The natural question then about observing every day as a Sabbath there is, what does that mean? And Jesus talks about people becoming intoxicated in the flesh as opposed to letting the light shine. It's really kind of a one or the other there. Being empty is when you're not letting your light shine because you're entrapped with the flesh. So what does this mean then, intoxicated versus letting your light shine? And number 29, Jesus says, the flesh came into being because of spirit, it's a wonder. But if the spirit came into being because of the body, it's a wonder of wonders. Indeed, I'm amazed at how this great wealth has made its home in this poverty. So what is this great wealth? Well, it's really the Holy Spirit, the Sophia that infuses material creation. And to bring this down to earth, Jesus talks about this number 30 then. This is one of my favorite sayings of all time here. From Robinson we read, Jesus said, where there are three gods, they are gods. Where there are two or one, I am with him. Well, I believe this is an inferior reading. It's a Coptic translation that put in two along with two or one, because it flowed better, I believe, and took out the last part of the reading. So I'm going to read from the Greek translation in my book here, The Integral Gospel of Thomas Made Easy by John Munter, and it reads, where there are three, they are small gods. Where there is only one, I say I am with him. Lift a stone and there you will find me. Split the wood and I am there. So some Coptic translator probably thought that was too pantheistic to include. But it's actually in number 77, so we thought it was duplicative probably. But Thomas is full of duplications, full of doublets. And so we know it's a doublet actually because it's reversed. The stone and the wood phraseology is reversed in number 77, which means it was a purposeful thing. This is also something that scholars have not been honest about or been perceptive about, is that this number 30 here actually came from the first apocalypse of James, along with number 50. They were conjoined together. Let me read to you a selection there to prove that. I'm just trying to find it here. Okay, here it is. James, behold, I will reveal to you your redemption. When you are seized and you undergo these sufferings, a multitude will arm themselves against you, and they may seize you, and in particular 3 of them will seize you. They who sit there as toll collectors. Not only do they demand toll, but they also take away souls by theft. When you come to their power, one of them who is their guard will say to you, this is where number 50 comes in. It starts reading, who are you and where are you from? You are to say to them, I am a son, I am from the Father. He will say to you, what sort of son are you, and what father do you belong? And you are to say, I am from the pre-existent Father, and a son in the pre-existent one. So this is exactly what it's in saying number 50. And the Greeks and the Sumerians, and even today in our current age, we have the idea of aliens and gatekeepers and archons. I even had this dream years ago when I was interested in aliens, and I sent a book to a person who wrote a book on lucid dreaming and contacting aliens up there. And so about 3 days after I sent this book on alternate timelines, I had a dream, very odd, a lucid dream. I was standing outside my house over there. I was looking into this field over here, and I saw 3 aliens floating towards me. I knew right away that they were like grays, is this classical description of them. And I said to myself, well, I'm not going to be afraid of them. That's one thing I'm sure about. So I said to them mentally, well, it's about time you guys showed up. And that's the last thing I knew. And that taught me something, is that they weren't there to tell me what a great spiritual person I was or tell me about the mysteries of the universe. They were there to download my memory banks to see who was messing with one of their people, perhaps, or something like that going through their minds. But it wasn't friendly, and so after that I lost my interest in small gods, as it's talking about in the Gospel of Thomas here, and interested in the one big God that infuses all. The question is really begged, from this quote here, that why isn't this cosmic consciousness really clear to, obvious to other people? If it's so pervasive, all pervasive, and all present, all knowing for Jesus as well as for anyone else, why isn't it really perceived? And we'll have to cover that in our next session. So thank you for joining us, and go to my website, www.mirroredbrightoutchamber.com, or my book, The Integral Gospel of Thomas Made Easy.